All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So I've got a viewer request here. We're going to look at finger motion, FNGR. We'll take a look at MVIS on this one, and then we will be looking at ENZC. If I've got time, I'll try to throw in a fourth one as well. But some interesting things are happening on this right here, okay? And I hope you see it before I even get to it in a couple minutes, right? But I love these lines because honestly, like, number one, they're computer generated, right? So it's not like I have any influence at all on these five, right? But what I like is, man, it tells me when things are really hard to break, and it also tells me where things should catch it. And the 200 moving average is doing the job. And if it didn't, oh my goodness, right? So a lot is going on that purple line right there, but so far it's at least doing the job, all right? Coming into MVIS, again, I kind of keep echoing what I feel has been the theme a little bit. NASDAQ's going up, but it's not really helping MVIS. There was someone that mentioned that I should look at the Russell. I'll be honest, I rarely look at the Russell, so I hope you believe me. I waited to do it live on this one, so I'm excited to see what that looks like, and you'll actually get some good live reactions from that, all right? And then with ENZC, again, I know, I'm not here to spread fear or anything, right? I'm just some dude giving you opinions, but bad things happen when lines are lost, and it looks like another one of my lines maybe is the reason why we had the good day today. But again, we'll get to that one when we do. And again, if I've got time, I'll try to throw in a fourth one. But before we go any further, what are we going to do today? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to this channel, share this video online with your friends, comment good or bad if you disagree. I'm telling you, anything you can do really does help me out, but just being here, giving me your time, I am so grateful for it, all right? So, finger motion, FNGR, man, this was a stock I was actually covering a good amount between the September and October timeframe. All right, I was hunting. I had dedicated eyes at one moment to this 757 line. I really kept stressing if we can break that line, it would be a fast run to 10, and obviously, who knows after that, right? But it just never happened, right? And this was an offering. I remember we talked about this offering, right? And I mean, there's so many reasons and so many whys and this and that, right? But one thing I always say, it does not matter what stock we're looking at, doesn't matter if it's 3 letters or 5 letters, right? Bad things happen if you lose these lines, all right? The goal is to stay over the 8 and over the 20. That's always the goal, all right? But once you lose that line, once you lose the 2 lines, all you end up doing is just trading under them for what looks like a little bit more than 2 months, right? And we come to a critical place here, really on two folds, all right? The first one, it's one of my favorite catchphrases. A lot of people like it. My wife loves hearing it, but green can actually turn into red. I love hunting the opposite. When red turns into green, right? Like, I love that parabolic up and down, especially if you know what to do with it, right? The problem is, like I started it with, green, a whole lot of nothing. Lose this and it could be a bad red down a 2, okay? The good thing is the 200 moving average is a very strong line, all right? This is the last of my 5 for a reason, all right? Like, this is a very hard line to break up. This should be a very, very, very hard line to lose down. And so far, that's been the case. All right. Now, granted, it hasn't been beautiful, right? We get a nice candle, couldn't confirm. We get a doji that doesn't count. I always say the day after the doji is very important, right? I'm glad this happened. I wish it was just a little stronger, right? And again, kind of echoing what happens with that back-to-back. But look, the 200 is holding us, all right? The 200 hopefully will get us over the 20, will get us over, sorry, I was looking at the number over there. You see in the box over there that you can see the 20 average is at 412. It's that orange line. Hopefully it'll get us into that like 420-ish range, and maybe we can make a fast move up from 420 to 480. That's real quick, a nice little 10% move, right? What we really, really are hunting for, what we're really hunting for, I don't want to zoom that much. We want to get over 525. Okay, good, break all 5 and you fly. And that's why I wanted to zoom up actually. This thing knows what to do when it gets over 5 lines. This thing can actually stay over the 5 lines for a good while too, right? The thing just is, these are really, really big resistances. It's too early to talk about these again, right? But yeah, hopefully we can break some moving averages. Hopefully we can ride the broken moving averages up, right? But yeah, for now, the big next number I'm going to say is 420. All right. I think if we can close at 420 again, what was the high of the day today? 418, right? I don't care about high of the day. I don't care about a little wick. We need to close at around 420, make me believe we've broken these lines, and then go from there, right? So hopefully we go like 420, 445, give me that like 490, and then a big, big test coming into that 525. That would be my boom, 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 boom on the way up, okay? I don't know a lot about this company, all right? I do know that this thing can get into the millions quickly. And obviously there's stocks that we look at that are even higher, right? But when you're in the 300K world and all of a sudden you can get into the 2.5 million world, that's a substantial growth, right? So big things can happen with this 200. Hopefully this is the big, big point that like we hit it, we bounce, and we go up. Like that is what the 200 is capable of doing, especially kind of the first time in a while. And look, you can almost even see like this was more the break above it for the first time, right? Like it breaks above it, comes down and goes, right? We've now come to it. Hopefully we can rock it back up again. Okay, that's really, really what we're looking for. Where are we on the weekly? Again, we have 2 key lines on the weekly. The weekly is actually kind of saying we might even come down a little lower to 333. I think the oh man, that's 370. What were you at? 370 is a lot lower. Oh no, that's 380, 390. Yeah, no, okay. I think the fact that the weekly 50 is sitting pretty much near this daily 200, I like that. The 50 is a strong line, right? I always group these two together, and then it's kind of these three are their own little monsters, right? But MACD is trying to curve up and go. RSI is not that bad, and hey, we were in the 60s not that long ago. Obviously, even higher, not that long after, like a little bit beyond that, right? But let's go up. Volume's been all right. We just need more volume, right? So the 50-day average is 600K. I generally do this. 600 divided by 8. We need 75,000 shares. We need 75K shares on the first hour of Tuesday. If we can get 100 or more, oh yeah, that's going to be a beautiful, beautiful Tuesday, all right? So finger motion, I'm not as excited as I was here, right? Because really, if we don't hold this, we're dropping, and we're dropping fast. Like we're going to go from here to maybe there, maybe 270 very quickly, okay? I'm hoping that this goes up. I'm really, really, really more interested above that 100. If we can get over that 100, I'm going to start thinking about those two lines again. And like I said, that's what actually was getting me excited during that September-October timeframe, all right? Let me know if you disagree. Let me know if you've got any other thoughts as always. Otherwise, let's come into MVIS, MVIS. And Okay, I think the most important first place to start is Wednesday. I'm not sure if I've covered MVIS since Wednesday, but Wednesday was a bad day across almost every single stock. Okay, what happened on Wednesday? Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. All right, we had a bad day on the NASDAQ. Let's take a look at the S&P 500, SPX, excuse me. Bad Wednesday, and even worse Wednesday right there, I would say, than the NASDAQ, right? Let's take a look at the Dow Jones, DJ30. What happened on Wednesday? You can already guess it, right? Bad day. So MVIS Wednesday, I totally get it, okay? Now look, there's one thing I always say, right? If you disagree with anything I say, throw it in the comments, all right? I'm telling you, you very well might be right, and you might be helping me out, right? So one thing I've been talking about on microvision was and is only the NASDAQ, okay? Someone said, hey man, look at the Russell. The Russell might be a little more indicative of how microvision will be moving. Because again, in my head, a stock generally will follow an index, right? Since this is a tech stock, I'm going to look at NASDAQ, right? When I look at weed stocks, I look at the Dow Jones and the S&P because that doesn't have any tech in it, right? Like I adjust based on the stock, right? To me, I looked at NASDAQ, right? Now, one of the problems with this system that I use, it doesn't have a lot of things, and I actually can't look at the Russell 200 itself. What I can look at is the IWM, which is the Russell 2000 ETF, okay? Before I go to that, let me just show you. Look, when I look at NASDAQ, it cost $14,999. I generally look at QQQ is not a good one. When I look at the S&P 500, okay, that's 47 and change, right? If you look at SPY, the S&P 500 ETF, it's basically the same thing, but decimals moved, all right? So though I can't see the true Russell index on this thing, hey, I can at least see this, okay? So I'll be honest, I think IWM looks a lot like NASDAQ. Does it not? I mean, it does. I think NASDAQ's just been going up, which obviously means QQQ has just been going up, and IWM has just been going up. But you know what the difference is? No, I actually disagree now that I'm looking. Again, like I said, I didn't look at this before this video, right? There is a difference. There is a little bit more of a horizontal right here, that last week and a half, and then lo and behold, that's what MVIS is doing. It's actually a little bit longer than a week and a half, but I think there is way more of a horizontal. There's a little bit of a horizontal there, but yeah, I think it's a little louder here for sure. Interesting. Where does this start? 1214 MVIS. Yeah, this went horizontal a little bit before, but still, that's interesting. You know, and one I'm gonna be like, like I said, Russell. I can't spell for the life of me. Damn. Russell. And I think it was around the day that the comment came up, 1220. But yeah, I don't look at the Russell much. I don't. And that's interesting, actually. All right. I think that'll get a little cleaner maybe on the next videos, because obviously you can tell I'm going to look at the Russell a little more now, right? So, but interesting. Nonetheless, look, nonetheless, the Russell today went up. Okay, now it was a doji, and it doesn't necessarily count, I guess. But NASDAQ also didn't have a bad day today. I guess it's a doji. It doesn't count, really. Okay. I guess that's why microvision stayed like this and actually on its own had a little bit of a doji, right? I think a couple positives are starting with the 100 moving average. Okay, one thing I was talking about a lot was the fact that we were, what I thought, oscillating on the 100. We would go up, we would go down, we would go up, we would go down, we would go up. There was no we're gonna go down. We have seemingly lost the orbit of this line and are staying on the orbit of these two lines, almost kind of talking like a planet or a satellite, right? Like, I am glad the 8 and the 20 were stronger than the 100, because the 100's going down and the 8 and the 20 are at least still going up, right? So I'm glad these two were strong enough to say, no, let's not go down. Let's kind of let's just hold. I'm not implying that it's going up just yet, but let's just hold, right? So we're still looking for that 290 line. Okay, 290 is the 100 moving average. 290 is the line that we need to break. 290 breaking is what's going to make me believe we're going to make a good move up. Because again, red, 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 right at that line, a whole mess of nothing. Green, 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 right? I am hoping, and you know, volume's looking nice actually. Obviously, I wish we were over the 50 moving average the last 2 days. That's actually horrible volume yesterday. That's half of what we should have been at. Today was a little closer, but yeah, that's actually really bad volume the last 2 days. But again, I guess I don't know. I don't want to take assumptions why, but yeah, I think the orbit on those two, the overall good looking volume, right? Because since this day, especially since the 12th, way more people are buying and they're actually holding. Like, you don't see this size dump off any other day, right? Like, these two basically cancel out, those two basically cancel out, and there's a lot of shares still in people's pockets come, you know, the last 2 weeks, right? So microvision has a couple signs that are looking all right. End of the day, I really need this thing to get over 270. $2.70, I think, is our money line right now. If we can get over $2.70, I very much believe we're going to come attack the 200. Will we break it? We got to follow the indexes, all right? The indices, excuse me. But yeah, we haven't touched this line in a really long time. And you can even argue like that was nothing. We literally like lost it like it was a hot knife through butter, right? So the last real moment of it was back here. So that's a no joke line by itself, let alone when you haven't touched it for a bit, right? But 270, break 270, we're hunting 290, all right? We'll take a look at the weekly really quickly. Ooh, man. Big things going on that 290 line for sure. All right, let's go into, hey, let me know if your thoughts, if you disagree with anything. Thank you again for the Russell thoughts, ENZC. All right. I don't say this on every ticker, but I got to say it on this one, right? I am not here to spread fear. I am not here to tell you what to do with your money. I actually never, or if at least very rarely use the words buy, sell, or hold, all right? I'm just a guy giving you opinions as close to unbiased as possible with the help of these colorful lines, all right? And the one echoing comment that I always say, doesn't matter what these letters are, doesn't matter if there's 3 of them or if there's 5 of them or if there's 4 of them. Bad things happen under the 8 and the 20 when they are your worst enemies, all right? Because all you can do is trade under. All you can do is trade under. Then sometimes you'll get over the 8, but then the 20 will send you right back down. These are really bad lines when they're against you, or they're actually your best friends that you just kind of use and you use and you use and you use, right, until you kind of lose them, right? But I mean, this is a stock that has break all 5 and fly. Again, same thing right here. Break all 5 and fly, or you lose all 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You lose all 5 and you die, right? This thing went from 4 cents to 1 cent. That's rough, right? The what I was talking about was this 0099 line, okay? That came from some real old history. And this right here, whenever you see these dashes, okay, I don't like seeing any dashes, okay? Like literally physical dashes. Like you only want to see full candles. Like when I click into the dash, you can see the volume's nothing. It's 2.8K. When I click into this dash, it's literally 0.000. When I click into this one, 5K, right? When I click, when I click into this one, 0.0000. You can see the volume line is the, what? Third to the bottom box, right? VOL 000, right? Like this is shady trading. This doesn't count for me, okay? Sorry, now let me just make it a little bigger. This will be the easier way to do it. We start to get into slightly more consistent, better candles. And then really this line, this 0099 line that I just referenced was kind of formed once it got a little realer. Like this is what I would consider the first real moment of trading for ENZC, where we stop losing these weird dash kind of barcode things and then start getting into the more normal candles, right? So this is actually my all-time low line. I realize the stock has been much, much lower, but to me, again, losing this line would be horrible, would quickly go. So the fact that we caught it today makes a lot of sense to me. It does, okay? And one thing that happens, and you can actually see it happened here, right? You go really far from the 8 and then you kind of come back to the 8. You go really far from the 8 and then you kind of come back to the 8. We've now gone pretty far from the 8. I think there's reason to believe we might come back up to 0.014, all right? I'm not sure if we're going to go any higher than that because, again, this thing has kind of historically told me it stays under the 8 more times than it actually gets to the 20. So I don't know if it's even going to hit that 0.15, right? Now, look, I know a lot of people are holding this thinking it's going to change the world one day and like a lot of science and like a whole mess of this. Like I've seen a lot of the stuff that people are posting on Twitter and stuff, right? Hey, that might happen. I have no, like, I know very, very little about this company. I know very, very little about most companies that I move my money on, right? Like, if it ever was going to do anything life-changing, I promise you it's going to break all 5 of these little silly, colorful lines, right? So for me, it's really hard to like talk about a lot of these higher up numbers. And the sad thing is I know no one wants to talk about pennies. People are like, you know, talking, right? So end of the day, these technicals help keep things in check for me, right? And right now, it's all about just... So for me, let me at least end a little bit, like, we need to get over the 20 moving average for me to ever even consider entering this thing, right? So, like, for me, I would not actually touch this thing until basically 2 cents, because we're talking about 0.19, right? Yeah. From 2 cents, hey, maybe we can take a ride up to that, like, but again... I don't even know what to say on this one, right? Like I don't like, and like I'm here at like the first step is to get over the 8 and the 20. From there, there's kind of decent enough spacing to like maybe ride up these and whatnot, but this thing's just been going down and down and down below the 8 and the 20. And that's just a dangerous thing. And hey, watch this 0.099 line like a hawk, because bad things will happen if that slips under it, all right? I try to throw some positivity into this thing. There wasn't much I had, right? So I'm not here to spread fear or hate, I'm telling you, but I don't like this volume at all either. Like, big, bad volume is like steadily growing. That's not good. I like it when the green volume bars do that, right? Like, not the red ones. So just be careful, all right? Hey, let me know your thoughts and opinions, and as always, you know I appreciate you. Thank you.